Before I get any further into the video, here is a link to a video on Underworld6667's channel that I posted up. If you guys could give that a like, I'd appreciate it very much because it would mean that I'd move along in the next great YouTuber competition. So yeah, there's that. Shameless plugging because I'm a whore. So how was my experience at the Yugioh Extravaganza? I can definitely say that I had a really fun time at the event. It was a lot more low-key than in years past. Usually there was at least one or two more vendors. There were a lot of people there just to trade and not there to do anything else and were kind of unfriendly. But this year there was actually a number of cool people. Got a number of trades. A little bit lower turnout than in years past, but that's fine. All the events ran pretty smoothly. The judges were okay. Like, there weren't anyone there that was kind of like that bad. Like, there was obviously mistakes going down because they're like lower tier judges, but that's whatever. If you guys don't know what a If you guys don't know what a Yugioh Extravaganza is, basically it's a YCS minus the big event. So there's a lot of side events going on and like vendors, stuff to people to buy your cards, a lot of stuff going on, but not a huge turnout because it's a lower key event. And it was also like kind of in a weird location. It was in the middle of a gaming fair, so like not a lot of people were there. It was actually a much smaller like space too. Like usually we had like maybe like 30 or 40 more tables, and then this year it was significantly less. But that's kind of beside the point. My impressions were that people were there just to have fun and to get their invites, which was mainly the reason why I went there too. It was to trade, get the cards I needed through trading, maybe buy a card or two if I really, really needed it. Fortunately, I didn't have to come to that. And then to get my invite. And I did all of that. So I was pretty stoked. So what deck did I use for my events? Basically, I used Spirits. It was a little bit different variant. I'm going to just rifle through it really quickly. There's not going to be any explanation in this video. But if you guys want to ask questions in the comment section down below, I'll do a Q&A section at a later date, but I just don't want this video to go on for like 4 hours. So 3 Aratama, 3 Nikitama, 3 Kage Tokage, 2 Yaksha, 2 Card D, double max C, 1 Traptrix Marmelio, and 1 BLS. Monster lineup was really solid, about 17 monsters I believe. Always opened up something to do on my first turn, which was my biggest fear. 3 Pot of Duality, 2 Lance, 1 Instant Fusion, 1 Book of Moon, dropped down to 1 creature swap. Just wasn't nearly as good as I expected it to be. 1 Dark Hole, and then 1 Forbidden Chalice. A little bit of tech in there. Effect negation, and allows my monsters to win in battle. So that's cool. Traps, obviously. 2 Wiretap, 2 Dimensional Prison, 2 Black Horn of Heaven, Warning, Bottomless, Torrential, Compulse. All kind of very generic good stuff. Then I played 1 Wing Blast, which is pretty good. You have a lot of discard outlets, obviously. 1 Memory of an Adversary. This was against the hat decks and just anything that played big monsters. It ended up working out pretty okay. And then Mirror Force, just to punish bad players or people, or basically just protect myself at late game. So that worked out pretty well. Dark Flare for Instant Fusion. King of the Fire Lamps, 101, Karma Gorgon. This was borrowed. Came in handy a lot. Dweller, Black Ship, Rhapsody and Berserk, new, really, really good. Emerald, really good. Sure Girl, pretty decent. Cowboy for Game, Papal Operative, Ragnar Zero, this is new as well. 1 Maystroke, 1 Crazy Box, and then I was playing Master Key Beetle. This isn't great, but there's a cool lock you can do with Vanities, and sometimes it works out. I deck 1 Thunder King, obviously it's limited, but 2 DD Warrior Lady, 2 Debunk, 2 Mind Crush, 2 Malevolent Catastrophe, 2 Vanity's Emptiness, Transmigration Prophecy, Soul Drain, 1 Needle Sealing, and then 1 Deep Dark Trap Hole. That's just kind of a very sped up deck profile. Like I said, any questions you have, just put it in the comment section down below. I will definitely be happy to answer any questions you have. So how did I do at the events that I played in this weekend? Good question. I entered 4 events. I was thinking that the regionals were going to be $20 a piece, but fortunately they were only $12, so that was really cool. So I could enter more events than I was initially anticipating. So that was awesome. The event that I entered was a regional. I was still looking for my regional invite, obviously. So I looked at the competition. It seemed pretty weak. There were a couple of Medolce players and a lot of really wacky decks like Burn and Light Sworns. So I was pretty confident that I could do pretty well as long as I didn't face like the Chain Burn players. And lo and behold, round 1 I played Chain Burn. And this is pretty bad because he was playing triple Jar of Greed and triple Legacy of Yata. So I was pretty boned because he always drew into his Legacies of Yata and then got like pluses off them because I just can't not summon spirits. Like it's kind of how my deck works, is summoning them. But it ended up going to 3 games. We went into time and Burn does really well in time, so I ended up losing in the first round of that regional flight, which really sucked. So there was one more regional flight for Friday, and I decided to enter it just because, and it ended up being pretty successful. Round 1, I got a bye. There were only like 14 players in the regional, so I was the fortunate person, one of the fortunate 2 people, I guess, that got buys, which was pretty awesome. I appreciate having a free win and scouting out my opponents, so that was pretty cool. Round 2, I played against Medolce. This went to 3 games. I ended up pulling it out of the bag because he didn't know what I was playing game 1, and he went off really quickly, and I just lost because my hand was pretty bad. Game 2, I pull off all of my tech tricks and stuff, and I open up Aratama, so it's solid. And then game 3, I Mind Crush out his Angeli when he really needed it, and I got to see that his hand was really weak, so I went off and then I just kind of pushed, and that worked out really well. Semifinals was against Hat. I ended up 2-0ing Hat, which was really good. I knew everything he was doing and he had no idea what I was doing, so it ended up in my favor immensely, and a lot of the cards I sided in worked out really well, so I was pretty happy for that. And then in the finals, I played Hands, Fire Fist, and Trap Tricks. So I ended up winning that, but afterwards I ended up selling my mat to the person that I played, which is cool. That was all the events that I played in on Friday. Saturday, I played in a Winamat. It was an 8-person flight. It was $12. I pulled nothing from any of the packs that I got because you always got 3 packs for entering, and I pulled a bunch of supers. So, game 1 I played against X-Sabers. I 2-0'd that. Second round I played against Lightsworn Dragon Rulers. Not a good matchup. I lose to it all the time online, but fortunately I did well in this case. I ended up going 2-1 over him, which was pretty awesome. And then round 3, I played against Norlaris, the like Phantom of Chaos deck, and I was kind of worried because it's a deck that I'm familiar with, but I don't know like all the wrinkles in it. But fortunately, like I was able to shut him down very quickly because my hands were pretty optimal. I opened up Warning game 2, which was good, and yeah, I managed to stop all his plays that he wanted to do, and I ended up winning the Winamat. This is my bling. If you want it, like, PM me, I guess. I don't know. I'll probably end up, like, selling it or something at Nats. So that'll be cool. Sunday was the lowest turnout of all 3 days, which kind of sucked. Usually, like, there were, like, 30 to 40 people. Saturday, there was a little bit more, but Sunday, there was a lot less. There was only, like, 20, maybe 30 people at the Extravaganza. Not a whole lot was going on. They needed a lot of people to enter regional flights. So my friend Taylor ended up paying for me, and then he got the packs. He got nothing from the packs, which kind of sucked for him. But I don't do well opening regional packs, so sorry. And this was really, really quick because I played the same Firefish Trap Tricks Hands player that I played earlier. This one went to 3 games, and I ended up losing this time around, which kind of sucked. Basically what ended up happening was game 1, we both opened up really well. He had his graveyard set up while I had a pretty decent setup on the field. And he ends up summoning a monster, mind controlling my Karma Gorgon, and then attacking for game. And I was just like, well, there wasn't a whole lot I could do about that, because Karma Gorgon was the only monster I had on my side of the field. Game 2, he missed sides and ends up killing him because his D-Fissure prevented his hands from going off, which was really bad. Should not decide in D-Fissure against Spirits, kids. Game 3, we both ended up opening up really good hands, which was why this match was really good, because I don't think we both opened up optimally, we didn't break or anything like that, which is good. And what ended up happening was I got into a situation where either I could summon Thunder King or set Aratama to survive. I was at really, really low life, but he had, I think he had a monster on board, like a Dionaya or a Marmelio or something like that, and I knew that his back row were bad, and I didn't have any back row at all, so I was just like, well, I could summon Thunder King, and then that would prevent Tenki from killing me, but he can still rip Bear and kill me, which kind of sucked. But also, he could get a hand, and I thought he was playing 6 hands, so I thought the better play would be to set the Aratama and pass. And then if he draws a hand, it doesn't matter. He can crash hands and win. And unless he was playing Heartland Draco or something like that, he couldn't do anything. So what ended up happening was he ended up top-decking the Tenki instead of top-decking a hand. So I ended up losing. But I had no problems with that. It was like a 50-50 shot. I didn't know how many hands he was playing. I can get that from the other games because he only drew into 1 hand, so I was kind of lost there, but it's fine. He's a cool guy. I don't know how he did in the regional, but I believe he was trying to get his friend his invite, so it didn't really matter, I guess. Overall, the event was really good. I got my invite, I got a lot of good trades, I got a Winamat, which was pretty sweet, and yeah, I'm going to be going to Detroit, which is awesome. My friend already got his invite earlier this year, so we're going to be going down together. Haven't situated everything yet, but it'll be fine. We have a couple weeks to do that. And yeah, props from the tournament was obviously the mat, meeting cool people, getting some good trades, obviously. Free parking. I had no place downtown that can get me that, which was pretty sweet. I think that's about it. Vendors were cool. Thank you guys for watching the video. I know it's a little bit of a longer video, I think, but if you stuck through with me, I appreciate all of you. I probably plugged it earlier, but check out my video on Underworld 667's channel. And I'm signing out for now. Smashing Pumpkin. Bye.